We are waiving adoption fees right now for all pets, so Ricky Bobby's adoption fee is waived. He comes microchipped, neutered, up to date on vaccines, and yeah, so until July 31st, Bissell Pet Foundation is sponsoring all adoption fees for pets. So if you're interested in kittens, puppies, small dogs, big dogs, we have all those things. We have a fit for every lifestyle at your city shelter. Some ways that anyone in this room could help us right now is to take action by just sharing our social media posts and speaking to people you know about the crisis at our shelter, which is overpopulation. Um, in the last 9 days, we've taken in over 200 pets. That's not sustainable for a shelter. So we need help from our community, and we really appreciate the opportunity to come and share with you the good news and the hard news. The good news is we did host one of our very first free microchip clinics where we microchipped 154 pets in Louisville. So that hopefully will help reunite pets faster and they don't have to stay at the shelter. The rising vet care costs and evictions, as well as lack of pet-friendly housing, is a big problem for pet owners in our community. Encouraging landlords to allow pets of any size and any breed, and asking pet owners to carry renter's insurance is a really good way to combat this issue and keep pets with their families. We want to continue building with our partners in the community. We're working together with a lot of local businesses to try to get more pets pictures out there, get them visited at their stores and storefronts. I want to thank the mayor for allowing me to come here today. And if you're interested in Ricky Bobby, you can come to Animal House. We're located on Newburgh Road. And again, him and all of his friends have free adoption fees. But the good news is we do not stop the actual adoption process. So people are still going to be screened and things like that prior to adoption.
Thanks, Stephanie.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. And please, I encourage everyone to take the great advice that Stephanie gave. If you've not microchipped your pet, please do so. Contact Louisville Metro Animal Services if you need some help doing that. There are ways to do that for free. And also, please spay and neuter your animals as well. As you heard, we have a challenge with there are so many dogs coming in to the Animal House at Louisville Metro Animal Services. That is not sustainable. Please be responsible. If you do have a dog, please spay and neuter your pets. And finally, come on, you want to come up with the whole family? You guys can all come up. Come on. It's another great time of the week when we get to celebrate another person in Louisville who's doing wonderful things to help improve our community, to help make our city safer, stronger, and healthier. And today, I'm proud to recognize a young Louisvillian, Genesis Hatchett. Genesis is 18. She's a recent graduate of Manual High School in YPass, and she's active with the educational nonprofit HHN2L, which stands for Hip Hop into Learning. She's a member of the musical group, The Young Prodigies, which I hope you've had the chance to see and experience. It's a wonderfully talented group. On this past May, Genesis represented Hip Hop into Learning in the city of Louisville by participating in a panel discussion organized by Columbia University and the United States Department of Justice. The subject of discussions was the legacy of Brown versus Board of Education. Genesis earned a spot by joining a group of students who dedicated themselves for 3 weeks to learn about the Brown versus Board of Education decision. She participated in a local panel for a chance to present at Columbia Law School. She and another student, Love Eden, were chosen by a group of community leaders for the panel at Columbia. And then, because Genesis did so well presenting at the Columbia panel, she was asked to participate in a similar panel at the Department of Justice. Genesis, I'd like to thank you so much for your interest in this topic, for your engagement, for your willingness to not just learn about our history, but to share your perspectives, to share your ideas, to share your input, and to be an inspiration to others as more people need to learn about our history, need to get engaged in important conversations like issues regarding Brown versus Board of Education. You are an inspiration not just for young people, but people all across the entire community. And so I'd like to present you as one of our distinguished citizens in the city of Louisville. Thank you so much, Genesis. Great. Congratulations. Thank you. Oh, you're going to say a few words. Even better. Okay, great. Please, Genesis.
Hello, everyone. I am deeply honored to accept this award. First and foremost, I want to extend my sincerest gratitude to everyone who considered me for this incredible recognition. I'd also like to thank God for blessing me with so many opportunities. This moment is truly humbling, and I am grateful to be standing here today. I've been blessed to be very active in the activism community, and I have gotten to help a lot of people in the last couple of years, most notably in the organization I'm a part of now called Hip Hop into Learning and the Real Young Prodigies, that was founded by two of the greatest people I've ever met, Antonio and Nairi Taylor. Being part of this organization has given me countless opportunities to use my musical gifts to create a platform for good by putting lyrics to action, like speaking at Columbia Law School, performing at Harvard, and speaking at the Department of Justice. I'll always be blessed to have the opportunity to lift up communities and to help someone in need. And I think there's something so beautiful about having people that consistently stand beside you and help you achieve the things that you envision to create a better and a brighter future. Throughout my time getting to help work towards this future, I've gotten to meet so many people and hear tons of stories of many different walks of life. I found that some of the best leaders and biggest community helpers are not always the ones who came from a huge platform or following, or the ones who were constantly put in the spotlight, but the regular people who simply saw a need and decided to fill it out of the kindness of their hearts or even desperation to create a safer environment for the next generation. I'm inspired by the givers who have to sacrifice something every time they give. The people like my mom and dad who I grew up watching give even when we didn't have much to give. I also never fail to be inspired by the resilience of the Black community who stand behind me and consistently make sure that I know that they are proud of me. When I accomplish something, they continue to scream it from the rooftops and let everyone know what I've done. Those are just a few examples of the reasons I'm able to achieve the things that I've achieved. And lastly, I want to leave you all with two quotes. The first quote is from the great author and poet Amanda Gorman in her famous inaugural poem that says, "There is always a light if only we are brave enough to see it, and if only we are brave enough to be it." In times of my life when it feels like we've been fighting for the same things over and over, it isn't easy to try to be a light. But I have to be brave enough to speak and perform in anxiety-inducing places because the change that we seek is necessary. And lastly, a quote that I've consistently read to help lift my spirits. Part of being a helper is getting to see the good, the bad, and the ugly. And sometimes seeing those things just makes me want to cry and lose my faith because it can start to feel like I have no power as a young Black girl. But the great Yuseni Eugene Perkins once said, "Hey, Black child, do you know you are strong? I mean, very strong. Do you know you can do what you want to do if you try to do what you can do? Hey, Black child, be what you can be, learn what you must learn, do what you can do, and tomorrow the nation will be what you want it to be." Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Genesis. That was great, and congratulations. I understand Genesis is headed to Kentucky State this fall, one of our state's two great HBCUs. Congratulations on your successes, and we're excited to keep you in Kentucky and keep you engaged. Thank you so much. And before we get to questions from the media, I want to remind everyone about a great new series of events that we're launching later this fall that I want to encourage people around the entire city to sign up for and participate in. This is called the Planet Fitness Mayorthon. It's no surprise that I love to run. I've been running for many years. It helps me with my physical and mental health, I believe. And it's a great way to get outdoors, to see different parts of the city, to meet new people, to stay engaged, and most of all, just be healthy and clear your mind. And whether you're a runner, whether you're a walker, whether you do a little bit of both, getting outside and participating in organized activities, I find to be a great way to see parts of the city, to meet new people, to be inspired, to learn, and to stay healthy. So that's what the Planet Fitness Mayorthon is all about. It's a 4-race series, and there are 2 new races that are part of this. It's in about 2 months. First race will be an existing race, the Louisville Pure Tap 5K on September 7th. Planet Fitness has sponsored this entire series. We have 2 new races that are joining that I'm really excited about. One of them is called the Race the Runway, not a 5K, but a 5.02K. And this Race the Runway is going to be a race at Bowman Field where people will have the opportunity to walk or run on the actual airstrip at Bowman Field. And the other new race is going to be the weekend of Bourbon and Beyond, when over 200,000 people are coming to the fairgrounds for a great music festival, for a great celebration of bourbon music and so much more. That Saturday morning, we're going to have a race through the fairgrounds, seeing it like you haven't seen it before, with great entertainment along the way. So those are two races in addition to the Louisville Pure Cap 5K. There's the Norton 4-miler as well. And we want to thank everyone at Planet Fitness that has done a great job. They have contributed extensive amounts of equipment to our community centers, to some of our firehouses, our police stations, to the new Summit Wellness Center, and now supporting this so more people can get out. So again, if you go to Mayorthon502.com, you can sign up. Part of Planet Fitness sponsorship is that everyone who signs up gets a complimentary Planet Fitness membership through the duration of all 4 races. So if it's either heavy rain outside or if it's way too hot to be outside, you'll have a place where you can train. And again, people of all ages, of all experience levels, whether you walk or run, this is a great opportunity to get engaged in a couple of new races, a couple existing ones. And I hope to see everyone later this summer and fall at the Planet Fitness Mayorthon. And again, you can sign up and learn more at Mayorthon502.com. Thank you all so much for joining us. That concludes the formal present part, and I'm happy to take any questions from member of the media. I went from right to left last time. We'll start with you, Joe.
Okay. Last week you were asked about a lawsuit the city filed concerning Louisville Public Media and their efforts to get police records. Have you ever found out how that got filed without your knowledge, and who approved it?
That what I did. Yes, I immediately got on the phone the second that ended and started asking a lot of questions. That was authorized by someone in LMPD. Neither Chief Humphrey nor myself nor our counsel and mayor's office were aware of that approval. And we are actively reviewing that lawsuit right now to determine whether we continue with it. So we are actively reviewing that, and I expect to have an announcement about that and be happy to talk more in the future.
Approved it still in LMPD, or are they gone?
One of the ones, I mean, it was, I would call it tacit approval. The county attorney's office moved forward. They were the ones that actually filed the appeal. Based on emails that I have seen, Chief Gwynn Villarroel was aware of it as well. But the county attorney believed that they had the approval of somebody else at LMPD as well.
Are you all changing procedures to make sure that doesn't happen again?
Yes. That should not have happened. And we are changing procedures. We already have, not just with LMPD, but with respect to all of Metro government. When it comes to issues like that, we need to be aware of when litigation is commenced or appealed. And so, yes, we are changing our process.
I have a question.
Yes.
So the Supreme Court had the grounds pass decision that basically people experiencing homelessness can be arrested, fined for sleeping. The Safer Kentucky Act is also going into effect this month. I just want to know if the local government, if Louisville Metro has gone forward with how to implement this act. I understand you were consulting with legal experts and stakeholders. What is the plan moving forward?
Yeah, right now we plan to continue doing what we are doing and what we have been doing. And that is, first, we are focused on services and shelter, on providing more services and shelter for individuals who are experiencing homelessness, who are in need. That's why we've made significant investments in the community care campus, while we continue to support other nonprofit organizations, programs like Goodwill's Another Way, and other organizations around the community that are providing services and shelter to people who are experiencing homelessness, people that also are dealing with mental illnesses or addiction, which are two often leading causes, if not both of them, as to why people are homeless. The other thing that we're focused on are safe and healthy streets. We believe that all of our streets in Louisville, everywhere, should be safe and healthy for everyone. And individuals who are living in camps, that is not a safe and healthy place to live. We have seen experiences just since I've been mayor of people who have been burnt, who have been stabbed, who have been injured, that are either living in encampments or that are living in vacant and abandoned properties. Those are not safe and healthy locations. And so we are working to help them get more safe shelter than they have. And at the same time, for other individuals that are seeking to walk on the street, that are going from the Ronald McDonald House to Norton Hospital so their kids can experience treatment, they should have a safe walk to their healthcare facility as well. And so we need to make sure that our streets are safe. And if individuals are in need, if individuals are experiencing or exhibiting disorderly behavior, we will enforce the laws.
Just to follow up, with the Safer Kentucky Act, it also says that there will be legal consequences, and the local government will also be sued for not implementing these laws to the book. And I'm just wondering what the plan is going forward, because I understand you've been consulting with legal experts, and you will have to follow this law to the T. And there has been SCOTUS basically legitimizing criminalization of homelessness. How's that going to go forward?
Again, if people are exhibiting disorderly behavior, if they are breaking the law, regardless of how their housing status, if somebody is committing an assault, if they're stealing something, if they are destroying property, if they are defecating on sidewalks, if they are committing crimes, we will hold them accountable. That is what we are focused on. We have a joint group throughout Louisville Metro government that is part LMPD, but it's also our Resilience and Community Services team led by John Pilbeam, our Homeless Services Division that does an incredible job doing outreach to people who are homeless, but also other people who are in need that might not be homeless, but might be exhibiting disorderly conduct that we need to address. We also need to address there are some people who are just regulars in our judicial system who commit a crime, may be arrested for committing that crime, get released, and the same thing happens over and over again. We need to stop that cycle that is contributing to challenges on our streets. And that's something that we're working with the Commonwealth Attorney and County Attorney on. That's something that we're working with Louisville Metro Department of Corrections and the judicial branch as well. It's a comprehensive approach to ensure safe and healthy streets and to get people the support and services they need.
For sleeping outside?
To my knowledge, we have not arrested anyone for sleeping outside. Isaiah.
Two different topics. One has to do with the downtown skyscraper that I believe has been repossessed. The claim is that the owners had defaulted on that major loan, multi-million dollars. Is there a plan forward for that building? Do you have any comments on the repossession?
I mean, it's a challenging time for certain office owners in downtown Louisville, in central business districts around the entire city. So that's something that you don't want to see, but what it does mean is that it resets the opportunity. Just as you saw at a similar building, the old Brown and Williamson Tower on the other side of 4th Street Live, that building had challenges. It had a new owner, bought it at a very relatively low cost for that property. And now they've invested a significant amount of money in that. Tenants are coming back to that building, and it is an improved building than it was before the previous owner had challenges. So it's not something that you want to see happen in your downtown, but it does provide a new owner with a new opportunity to reinvigorate it. It's similar to what we're working with Humana on right now. Humana has consolidated their workforce into the Waterside building. They are investing in that area heavily. Humana is an incredible corporate tenant. They're going to remain an incredible corporate partner in Louisville and in downtown Louisville, and that commitment is strong and it's clear. But the tower will, at the end of next year, will not be occupied. We're working closely with them to identify a new path forward for that building. That has to be, it's a great location. That has to be a hub of activity for downtown Louisville, for the entire city and state. So we're working on when these challenges do occur, what opportunities can we create from them?
First on how you'd like to see, what you'd like to see the building.
Well, the building that you're referring to at the south end of 4th Street Live, I mean, that was built as sort of a traditional office building. The way that it's configured with the central core, with the distance between the elevator core and the windows, makes it challenging to do things other than office. People are getting more and more creative with residential or hospitality uses. I don't have a specific proposal on that site yet, but we've got to keep all options open to continue to revitalize downtown Louisville. I mean, there's so much going on in downtown Louisville. If you just take the last 10 days, for example, I know people like to focus on some of the challenges like this, and there certainly are challenges, don't get me wrong. But there are great things happening in downtown Louisville. Just 2 weekends ago, there was an inaugural pickleball tournament where hundreds and hundreds of people were in downtown Louisville on what might have otherwise been a quiet Sunday for a great pickleball event where people could play right on the streets. This past weekend, down at the Waterfront Park, thousands and thousands of people from all over the city, from all walks of life, were having a great celebration. Kids were playing in foam. There were food truck lines longer than I've ever seen before. Great local entertainment, people enjoying themselves. There are festivals happening. There are conventions happening. People are coming in for bourbon tourism. There are great things happening in downtown Louisville every day, and we're going to continue to invest in its continued revitalization.
Thank you all.
Anything else? Thank you. Have a good day. And remember, stay alert, stay safe later this afternoon. Oh, you are? Okay.